Good afternoon, Major Bruce. My name is Shane. I am room 103. Thank you for taking the time to load the Sasso Quadra interview for Black History Month. Where and when were you born?
Where and when? I was born in February of 1958, so I have a few years on me. I was born in Tallahassee, Florida, which is the capital of Florida.
How long have you been teaching at Frankford High School?
I've been here at Frankford High School. Now this is going on my third year, so I haven't been here that long, but I have 2 years behind me. I'm going into my third year.
What is your favorite part of your job?
Oh, favorite part of my job. There's actually several favorite parts. I think one of the most appreciative parts of my job is actually working with the kids. Working with the kids, seeing them step up and take a leadership role. Our job in a ROTC instructor's role is to allow for the students to actually lead and control the classes. And so that's part of my favorite, I think, job is watching them come from not knowing anything to now taking charge of the classes.
Who was your role model growing up?
I think I probably have a couple role models. I think my father's always been my first role model because of his background. He didn't have a college degree. In fact, he had not graduated from high school. And he did not get a high school diploma until I think I was probably in the 11th grade, 11th or 12th grade. He's an old AME preacher, and so he spent most of his time either preaching at a couple of churches or doing works at some of the local facilities as a maintenance supervisor. So he was my first role model. But I did have another role model in school, which happened to be a female. She's my favorite teacher in the 5th grade, who to this day I still keep in contact with.
Did you ever see yourself doing what you are doing now? And not what did you want to do at first?
Well, that's an interesting question. I would say yes. I saw myself doing this. This is, there are certain things that you look at in your life that you want to do. And so you see yourself in that position. So I saw myself being an ROTC instructor. It took a long time to get here by way of some corporate opportunities. And the last position that I had, I was a chief operating officer for a international headquarters. So one would think that was a time to retire, but in fact, I saw it as an opportunity to now get into what I really like doing, which is working with kids.
Where did you attend to high school and college?
High school. Well, as I said earlier, I was born in Florida, Tallahassee, Florida. And so I attended a school, I think the technical name for the school is Developmental Research School, DRS. But we call it Florida High School. So I attended Florida High School. I got there in the 7th grade. The school came from, it started from kindergarten to 12th grade. So I started in the 7th grade and I graduated from Florida High School in 1976. And I went right into college at Florida Agricultural Mechanical University. And I was there for 4 years, graduated with a degree in fine arts and humanities with a minor in military science and broadcast journalism.
In your opinion, how do you help and support your FKD community?
In my opinion, my help is through the ROTC program. And through the ROTC program, our cadets actually participate in quite a bit of the community activities in the Frankford area. Cleanup projects, honoring some of our fallen soldiers, or participating with some of the local organizations. Our drill team participates in local events as well as our color guard. Our color guard probably participates in more events than any of the other high schools in the area. So I think it's just a matter of being associated with the cadets who do a great job. And some of those cadets, of course, are actually members in your class. And so I would say that that's one of the biggest ways that we support the Frankford community and the Frankford school as well.
What is the most important thing you learn in school and life?
That's interesting. I think that the most important thing that I learned in school and life is that it is okay to fail. That in order for you to succeed and in order for you to experience all aspects of life, you're going to fail. And when I mean fail, I don't mean that in a negative sense. I mean in the sense that I've learned that in order to get from one point to another point, both educationally and whatever it is that you want to do in life, that you have to try different things. And in trying those, you will probably come across mistakes or errors that you make, but you learn from those. So I've learned not to focus on my failures or not to focus on what didn't go right, but focus on what's the next step and how can I learn from what didn't go right? How do I get that, retain that information and use that to my benefit to succeed?
What are you most proud of and why?
I think I'm most proud of my children. I have a son, and he's my namesake, so his name is exactly like mine, and so he is my oldest, and he has 2 kids. So I am a grandfather. I like to wear this shirt that says how proud it is to be not only a father, but a grandfather. So I think that my proudest, what I'm most proud of is to still be here, living and being able to see them grow up.
What advice do you have for kids my age?
Oh, advice. There's probably a lot more than the time I have, but I would say one advice is doing exactly what you're doing now. Stepping out, participating, not being afraid, to speak out, not being afraid to do something different, always volunteering, looking for more things to do. And it's because at the age that you are now, you don't go back. You only go forward. So if you don't experience life as it is right now, then you miss out on so much. So don't grow up too fast. As we say sometimes, stay in your lane, be a kid, do all the things that kids do, make mistakes, not many, but make mistakes, and have friends. Have friends, grow up, do as much as you can while you at the age you are. But stay in school. Stay in school, get the education that you need, get the high school education, and move on to do whatever it is, whether or not it's college or whether or not it's military or whether or not it's trade school. Move on to continue not only being a kid, but learning what it is to be an adult.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for your time.
Always wants just like you know. Always wants just like you know. Always